नहीं बनेगा, उसके लिए कुछ करना पड़ेगा। अच्छा, ये आज जो है 4th पे है और 40 ट्रिलियन इकोनॉमी बनने के लिए प्रेडिक्शन है हम लोग बन सकते हैं। रीजन है, रीजन क्या है? अभी बाकी देशों में जो यंग पॉपुलेशन है वो नहीं है। एक्स नंबर ऑफ रीजन है उसके लिए कि वहां पे मतलब नए बच्चे पैदा नहीं हो रहे हैं। अभी जापान की पोजीशन ऐसी है कि वहां पे मैक्सिमम पॉपुलेशन 50-50 के ऊपर ही है। फ्री कल्चर बोलो, शादी नहीं करते हैं, बच्चे नहीं होते हैं, तो धीरे धीरे उसका इफेक्ट क्या होता है, कंट्री में यंग पॉपुलेशन आती नहीं है। तो आज वहां की मतलब कोई भी इंडस्ट्री में काम करने के लिए लोग चाहिए ना, लोग चाहिए, यंग ब्लड चाहिए। अगर वो होंगे नहीं तो काम कैसे होगा? किसी ने कंपनी खोल दी, उसको एम्प्लॉय चाहिए, लेकिन एम्प्लॉय नहीं मिलेंगे काम करने में तो कैसे चलाएगा कंपनी? बराबर है। तो वो आज 60 साल के 65 साल के लोगों को भी हायर कर रहे हैं, whoever is capable, कि हाँ आप काम कर सकते तो आप आ जाओ। तो ये उनकी हालत है। ऐसे काफी यूरोपियन, यूएस में भी ऑलमोस्ट पोजीशन ऐसी है, उनकी जो फर्टिलिटी रेट है कम है, डिक्लाइनिंग है। तो यंग पीपल काम करने वाले नहीं है, लेकिन अपने पास वो बहुत बड़ा डिविडेंड है। हमारे देश में 15 ईयर्स से लेके 29-30 ईयर्स के 37 करोड़ यंगस्टर्स हैं। 37 करोड़, जो मिलके यूएस, यूरोप की पूरी पॉपुलेशन से ज्यादा है। तो ये लोग अगर काम करते हैं, एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप करते हैं, अभी ये बात समझ लो कि हम जब बात करते हैं कि देश को 40 ट्रिलियन इकोनॉमी बनाना है, तो जब देश 40 ट्रिलियन इकोनॉमी बनेगा तो नेचुरली हर एक जो सिटीजन है उसका भी पर कैपिटा इनकम बढ़ेगा, तभी वो 40 ट्रिलियन इकोनॉमी बनेगा। मतलब बहुत कनेक्टेड है। देश आगे बढ़ता है तो हर जो सिटीजन है वो भी आगे बढ़ता है, उसका भी पर कैपिटा इनकम बढ़ता है, तभी देश का भी बढ़ता है। तो वो अपने पास डिविडेंड है, लेकिन वो कब होगा कि जब हर वो यंगस्टर है वो कुछ ना कुछ अपनी स्किल डेवलप करेगा और सही काम करेगा अपनी कैपेसिटी के हिसाब से, जो उसके लिए भी फायदे का हो और अपनी कंट्री के लिए भी फायदे का हो, जो उससे अपने कंट्री का भी जीडीपी बढ़े और उसका खुद का भी लिविंग स्टैंडर्ड, उसकी कमाई बढ़े। अपनी कमाई बढ़ाने से लीगली लेजिटिमेट ढंग से अच्छी बात है। हमको भी अच्छी से अच्छी गाड़ी में घूमने का मतलब सबको हक है, कुछ लोगों को नहीं, सभी को हक है लग्जरी लाइफ जीने का, लेकिन हक से वो मतलब मेहनत करके। तो ये इंटरकनेक्टेड है। उसी के ऊपर ये बुक है 37 करोड़ स्टार्टअप्स ऑफ इंडिया। सभी ने ये बुक, हम ये कॉलेज में भी छोड़ेंगे, सभी ने पढ़नी चाहिए। तो ये स्टूडेंट्स ने, अभी वो स्किल डेवलपमेंट कैसे होगा कि हमको अभी से ही कुछ ना कुछ खुद का एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप, स्टार्टअप, उसकी आइडिया पे काम करना चाहिए। अभी किसी को ये हमारे पेरेंट्स को भी, हमको भी ये ऐसा होता है कि हम कुछ बिजनेस स्टार्ट करेंगे तो 10 में से 2 या 3 ही सक्सेसफुल होते हैं, बाकी लॉस होता है, ये होता है। वो एक लर्निंग है। लेकिन आज वो सिचुएशन चेंज हो गई है। आज 8-10 साल से प्रशासन है, सरकार है, पूरा इकोसिस्टम पूरा चेंज हो गया है। आज गवर्नमेंट्स की, स्टेट गवर्नमेंट्स की इतनी स्कीम्स है कि किसी को भी अपना कुछ काम करना है तो बैंक का सपोर्ट है, गवर्नमेंट का सपोर्ट है, उनके लिए लोन्स हैं जो विदाउट सिक्योरिटी के लोन्स हैं, छोटे छोटे, बड़े। तो ये जो स्कीम्स है वो सब तक पहुंचनी चाहिए, सबको उसकी जानकारी लेनी चाहिए। और वो इतने मेंटर्स है अभी कि अगर हमको कुछ आइडिया है, स्टार्टअप है, कुछ करने का कुछ दिमाग में है, तो उसके लिए मेंटरिंग के लिए बहुत सारी एजेंसीज है, बहुत सारे फाउंडेशन है, जो कम से कम यहाँ एक ऐसा फाउंडेशन है पूना का, इट्स ए कंपनी कॉल्ड पर्सिंग सिस्टम्स, आनंद देशपांडे करके, उनका बहुत बड़ा आईटी कंपनी है। उन्होंने एक फाउंडेशन बनाया है, दे आसरा। एक डेडिकेटेड उन्होंने एक टीम रखी है, वो ऑनलाइन ऑल ओवर इंडिया खाली एंटरप्रेन्योर्स को मेंटरिंग करते हैं। उनके अलग अलग प्रोग्राम्स हैं, स्टूडेंट्स के लिए इंस्पायर है, एग्जिस्टिंग बिजनेसमैन के लिए एस्पायर है, तो उनका अपस्किलिंग कैसे करना, तो वो उसके लिए कंसल्टेंसी देते हैं। और बिल्कुल कम से कम इसमें मतलब आज हम लोग एक प्रोजेक्ट की डिटेल प्रोजेक्ट रिपोर्ट बनाने के लिए कोई सीए के पास जाते हैं, तो प्रोफेशनल एजेंसी के पास जाते हैं तो 25 से 50 हजार रुपया लेता है, लेकिन वो जो है 5,000 में डीपीआर बना के देते हैं। और पूरा मेंटेनिंग करते हैं कि सपोज हमारी कोई आइडिया है कुछ करना है तो उस एरिया में कैसा रजिस्ट्रेशन होगा, कैसा उसका आपका ट्रेनिंग होगा, कैसा आपका बिजनेस स्टार्ट होगा, कैसा बढ़ेगा, सारा उसका मेंटेनिंग करते हैं। तो इस प्रकार की एजेंसीज और बहुत सारे जो कंपनीज है वो भी ऐसे प्रोग्राम चलाते हैं, बहुत सारे इंक्यूबेशन सेंटर्स चालू हो गए हैं। तो अभी आज अगर हम बिजनेस करते हैं तो 10 में से 8 या 9 सक्सेस होने का पूरा 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 मतलब होना ही है, तो वो चांस भी नहीं है। तो वो जो एक डर है पेरेंट्स को या हमको, और हमने क्या करना चाहिए, व्हाइल स्टडीइंग वी शुड स्टार्ट अर्निंग। आप में से ऐसे कौन है जो अभी कुछ ना कुछ कमाते हैं, मे बी ट्यूशंस, मे बी किसी को डांस सिखाना, ऐसा कोई है क्या? जरा हाथ उठाओ। मतलब अगर हमारे पेरेंट्स हमको वेल ऑफ है, पूरा खर्चा उठाते हैं पढ़ाई का, इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि हमको कुछ नहीं करना चाहिए। डू समथिंग, डू सम साइड इनकम और अपना खर्चा खुद निकालते हैं, वो आपका एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप का स्टार्ट है। अभी भी देर नहीं हुई है, अभी हम लोग जूनियर कॉलेज में हैं, स्टार्ट कर सकते थे। तो ये हो गया स्टूडेंट्स के लिए। तो हमारा ये जो स्वदेशी जागरण मंच है, मैं उसका कोंकण स्टेट का कन्वीनर हूँ, स्वदेशी जागरण मंच का। ये मंच जो है 20 साल पहले 1990 में स्टार्ट हुआ, और जिन्होंने इसको चालू किया वो है माननीय दत्तोपंत ठेंगड़े जी। ही वॉज ए हार्डकोर सोशल वर्कर। अपने जो देश की इकोनॉमिक पॉलिसी है उसको ऊपर वॉच रखने के लिए ये मंच चालू हुआ। तो टाइम टाइम पे अगर कुछ गवर्नमेंट गलत पॉलिसीज फॉर्म करती है तो उनको बताना, उनको अवेयर कराना, या फिर वो नहीं मानते हैं तो आंदोलन करना, इस तरह के सारे वो इकोनॉमिक और अर्थ के विषय के ऊपर ये मंच काम करता है। तो कोविड के बाद जब भी थोड़ी सिचुएशन ऑल ओवर वर्ल्ड प्रॉब्लमेटिक हो गई, तो ये मंच ने कुछ सोचा कि अभी सबका जॉब, सबका बिजनेस डाउन हो गया है, तो कुछ ना कुछ करना चाहिए। तो उन्होंने ये 2022 में जनवरी में ये स्वावलंबी भारत अभियान चालू किया। तो अभी अपने पास समय कम है, बहुत सारे स्पेशल अपने को नॉलेज देने वाले वक्ता है, तो मैं शॉर्ट में बताऊंगा ये अभियान क्या करता है। तो ये सारा अपने बिजनेस के लिए, एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप के लिए पूरा इकोसिस्टम रेडी करता है। इसका टारगेट ऐसा है कि हर एक डिस्ट्रिक्ट में, हर एक जिले में एक स्वावलंबन केंद्र होगा। उस केंद्र पे उस डिस्ट्रिक्ट के हिसाब से, वहाँ की लोकल पॉपुलेशन के हिसाब से वहाँ पर सारी जानकारी होगी। क्या गवर्नमेंट स्कीम्स है, यहाँ की लोकल बैंक्स क्या सपोर्ट कर रही है, वहाँ पे कौन से स्किल डेवलपमेंट के कोर्सेस है, वहाँ पर कौन सा बिजनेस चलता है। जैसे अभी गोवा में काजू का बिजनेस है, तो काजू तो बहुत लोग उसका बिजनेस करते हैं, तो उसका वैल्यू एडिशन करके उसको कैसा उसका मार्केट बढ़ाना ऑल ओवर इंडिया, ऑल ओवर वर्ल्ड, उसका कैसे फसाई से पूरा रजिस्ट्रेशन करा के उसका वैल्यू एडिशन करके कैसा बिजनेस बढ़ाना, मतलब इस तरह का उस एरिया के लिए वो सपोर्ट है। तो ऐसा सारा सपोर्ट जो है वो हर एक डिस्ट्रिक्ट लेवल का जो स्वावलंबन केंद्र है वो ऐसा सपोर्ट देगा, मतलब वो पूरी जानकारी देगा। किसी को भी वो एरिया में अगर कुछ अपना स्टार्ट करना है, कुछ जानकारी चाहिए, तो वो स्वावलंबन केंद्र में जाएगा। तो ये एक स्वावलंबी भारत अभियान का ये एक मॉडल है कि हर एक एरिया में, हर एक जिले में ये केंद्र होगा। तो ऐसा करके ये सपोर्ट मिलेगा। तो आज जैसा हम लोग यहाँ कार्यक्रम कर रहे हैं, ऐसा ऑल ओवर इंडिया 750 जगह पे, मोर देन 750 जगह पे सेम प्रोग्राम हो रहा है। उसमें इसका रीजन ही है जो अपने माननीय दत्तोपंत ठेंगड़ी जी है, उनका आज जन्म जयंती है। तो उनके जन्म जयंती के बहाने हम लोग के अवेयरनेस पूरे देश में फैला रहे हैं। बॉम्बे में 3 जगह पे कार्यक्रम हो रहा है, एक यहाँ अपने कॉलेज में है, एक चौपाटी में महेश्वरी भवन करके है, और एक कांदीवली में ठाकुर कॉलेज में हो रहा है। तो ये अभियान का जो है ध्येय है, हेतु है। और ये जो अपने दत्तोपंत ठेंगड़ी जी हैं, उन्होंने काफी फार साइटेड थे। भारतीय मजदूर संघ, भारतीय किसान संघ, मतलब जिस समय में देश में जिसकी आवश्यकता है, जिसकी जरूरत है कि कुछ गलत हो रहा है, तो उस फील्ड में उन्होंने एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन खड़ा किया। आज भारतीय मजदूर संघ वर्ल्ड का सबसे बड़ा ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है फॉर वर्कर्स, उनकी राइट्स के लिए लड़ता है सिस्टमैटिकली, प्रोडक्शन ना रुकाते हुए, बिना वजह स्ट्राइक्स ना करते हुए। तो उनका जन्मदिन है। अभी ये सब अपना प्रोग्राम खत्म होगा तो बाद में 1 घंटा दिल्ली से सेंटर से उनका लाइव टेलीकास्ट है। उसमें अपने जो मेन स्पीकर है वो भगैया जी हैं, आरएसएस के वो ऑल इंडिया कार्यकारिणी सदस्य है। उसके अलावा अपने जो चीफ गेस्ट है श्री रविशंकर जो है उसमें चीफ गेस्ट है, और चिन्मय पंड्या जी जो उपकुलपति देव संस्कृति महाविद्यालय शांतिकुंज हरिद्वार के वो उपकुलपति हैं, वो भी हैं। और अपने आर सुंदरम जी स्वदेशी जागरण मंच के ऑल इंडिया संयोजक हैं, वो उसमें रहेंगे। डॉक्टर भगवती प्रकाश शर्मा अखिल भारतीय समन्वयक स्वावलंबी भारत अभियान, वो भी उधर रहेंगे। और माननीय कश्मीरी लाल जी अखिल भारतीय संगठन स्वदेशी जागरण मंच, ये सब डिग्निटरीज ऑनलाइन रहने वाले हैं। हम लोग यहाँ पर 12 से लेके 1 तक उनका प्रोग्राम देखेंगे। तभी तक आपके लिए बहुत एकदम अच्छा वक्ता आए हैं हमारे लिए। पूरा हमको एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप के लिए क्या देश की आवश्यकता है उसके बारे में डिटेल बताएंगे। मैंने केवल अपने अभियान की जानकारी दी। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
Thank you so much, sir, for giving us overall idea of today's program. So next, we will have the keynote address by our chief guest, Mr. Chintan Oza. Before that, I would request our student, Ms. Revati, to introduce our guest.
Good morning, everyone. I would like to introduce you all to the chief guest of today's event, Mr. Chintan Oza. Sir brings 25 years of entrepreneurship experience within the technology and startup organizations. An alumnus of IIT Mumbai, UC Berkeley, and Oxford University, Sir also holds an Innovation and Technology Commercialization Professional Certificate from Georgia Tech, which he completed in 2022. His contributions to the startup community were recognized by NASDAQ, naming him a top mentor for their startup programs in 2022. With significant experience working both in Reliance and Tata Group, Sir led strategic telecom projects on a national and international level, contributing to major advancements in telecom industry. Currently, as the regional director of Founder Institute, Sir leads efforts in Mumbai across India to support entrepreneurship with go-to-market strategies and scaling technologies. He has mentored over 550 entrepreneurs globally and worked with over 145 cohorts across 6 continents. Now, I request Sir to please enlighten us with his knowledge.
Thank you so much. Thanks for inviting me. Hindi plus English दोनों मुंबईया दोनों चलेगा, ठीक है ना? So thank you so much. Thank you Chavan sir. Thank you Umesh जी. Thank you स्वदेशी जागरण मंच मुझे यहाँ पे इनवाइट करने के लिए. And let us get started. We've got lot of I'm sorry I guess दूसरे स्पीकर का प्रेजेंटेशन विजय सर का प्रेजेंटेशन, मेरा प्रेजेंटेशन शेयर करिए. सो बाय द टाइम ये टेक्नोलॉजी सेट करते हैं तो हु वांट्स टू बी एन एंटरप्रेन्योर? कैन यू रेज योर हैंड? हु वांट्स टू बी एन एंटरप्रेन्योर? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 ऐसा. वेरी गुड. So I wish you all the best for your journey, and exciting times are ahead. My talk is around the factors which are driving our startup ecosystem. बहुत कुछ चीज हो रही है जो पॉजिटिव है, एनकरेजिंग है. तो फिर बाद में राइट टाइम पे आप लोग राइट समय पे राइट जगह पे हो. And if you start a startup, then you are definitely destined to succeed. Thank you.
प्रेझेंटेशन ओपन करून ठेवले होते दुसरं पहिलं
full screen. Anyway, check.
मायक्रोफोन
हाँ. All right. So we just download it. So this will give a better. So let's get going. I've been adequately introduced, so no need to go there. We will have a look at the factors which are driving our startup ecosystem.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Because some of them want to see that also.
Oh, sure,
So
sure,
request them to join us.
sure. Definitely.
क्योंकि सब मुंडी पीछे कर देते हैं. Sorry.
अरे नहीं नहीं. तब तक मैं भी एटलीस्ट प्रेजेंटेशन मोड ढूंढ लिया इधर से. So our startup ecosystem has witnessed tremendous growth, 453 to be precise, in 2016 to 1,27,000 startups, registered startups. In 2024, it's huge. So it's an encouraging factor. Look at the fund raised. In H1 of 2024, 5.3 billion USD has been raised, and that is a great achievement via 504 deals. There are various government initiatives like Startup India, Digital India have granted billions of rupees in grants and incentives. Government is providing a safety net for you. So in case if you fail, you are covered up to certain extent. Surge in unicorns. We are like third largest in terms of creating unicorns. 114 unicorns by now. So we are like major into unicorn startups. So what is a unicorn startup, by the way? Can any student $1 billion, right? तो 1 billion कितना होता है INR में? 8,000 करोड़, right? तो 8,000 करोड़ का वैल्यूएशन है, तो you are called a unicorn. Consistent job creation, startups create jobs. अब जिसने हाथ ऊंचे नहीं किए थे ना, वो सब देख लो आजू बाजू में किसने हाथ ऊंचा किया था. These are the people who are going to give you jobs, right? Startups created 2.69 lakh jobs in 2022. This is published data, okay? A 35.8% rise from 2021. Our ease of doing business is also encouraging because lot many automation and ease in filing returns, compliance is being introduced from time to time. That is also appealing founders to get into because the complexity is reducing day by day. Our digital user base, look at it. We are world's second largest internet user base and second largest social media user base as well. 700 million internet users. Look at the captive market around us, right? And this market is ready to consume digital services. आप लोगों में से कितने लोगों ने 2.5 GB की मन्नत ली हुई है? कितने लोग 2.5 GB डेटा पूरा करते हैं हर रोज? 1 2 3 4 5। अच्छा, हम लोग ये पहली लाइन वाला है ना, वी कम फ्रॉम, पहली लाइन और दूसरी लाइन में 3 लोग, वी कम फ्रॉम अ जनरेशन वी यूज्ड टू पे 499 rupees plus taxes for holding one brick like phone with 2 GB of data. That phone used to call BlackBerry, और वो 2 GB डेटा के अंदर वी यूज्ड टू सर्वाइव एंटायर मंथ। जो आप लोग हर रोज जितना डेटा कंज्यूम करते हैं ना, उतना डेटा के अंदर हम लोग का पूरा महीने का ईमेल चलता था, राइट? सो लुक एट द डेटा कंजम्पशन, द कंजम्पशन हैज ग्रोन एनॉर्मस। कंज्यूमर स्पेंडिंग बॉस, हर किसी को कुछ ना कुछ तो स्पेंड करना ही है, और डेमोग्राफी इज पेइंग अस। We are projected to reach around 6 trillion local consumer demands, which will be driven by startups. As sir mentioned, over 65% of population is under 35 years of age. By 2030, there is a research report. By 2030, the average age of the workforce in Japan would be 49. Average age of workforce for China would be 39, and average age of workforce for India would be 29. अब सोचो 29 साल की एज का बंदा क्या स्पेंड करेगा, 39 का आदमी क्या स्पेंड करेगा, और 49 वाला आदमी क्या स्पेंड करेगा? So apart from age, there is a good amount of young population around us who will be there even in 2030. Would be young enough to spend on t-shirts, jeans, or weekly spending, maybe pizzas and all, right? So there exists a market opportunity for a longer term. By 2030, 80% of households would be called middle class. 80%. So look at it. जो bottom of the pyramid है, वो actually getting into मिडिल क्लास डेफिनेशन। सो कस्टमर बन रहे बॉस अपने, मिडिल क्लास को तो हम लोग सब सेल करने वाले हैं, हमारी प्रोडक्ट कौन खरीदेगा? वही तो खरीदेंगे। दूसरा, इतने सारे एकेडमिक इंस्टीट्यूट, इतने सारे प्रोफेसर और इतने सारे स्टूडेंट, हर साल 10 लाख ग्रेजुएट्स तैयार हो रहे हैं। सो प्लेंटी ऑफ वर्कफोर्स इज अवेलेबल। देयर आर इकोनॉमीज, कंट्रीज जहां पे वर्कफोर्स इज अ चैलेंज। आज की तारीख में जर्मनी में 1500 एयर कंडीशनिंग के टेक्नीशियन चाहिए, जो उनको नहीं मिल रहा है। उनके एयर कंडीशनिंग प्लांट्स मेंटेन करने के लिए 1500 टेक्नीशियन चाहिए, जो नहीं मिल रहा है। और हमारे पास में प्लेंटी ऑफ मैन पावर अवेलेबल एट cheaper rate and universally available. You can get a Python programmer sitting in Nasik. You can have a graphic designer sitting in Bhubaneswar. You can hire them virtually and work with them, right? So post-pandemic, the entire startup scene has changed. In 2021, and then afterwards, our software export is higher than oil exported by Saudi Arabia. लोग बताते हैं सऊदी अरेबिया ऑयल इकोनॉमी क्या चैंपियन, कितना कितना करता है, कितना वेल्थ है। अरे बाबा, उसका पूरा कंट्री का जो मेन धंधा है वो पूरा वीजा वीज अपना खाली एक ही धंधा। वी आर एक्सपोर्टिंग मोर सॉफ्टवेयर देन ऑयल एक्सपोर्टेड बाय देम, राइट? सो दैट इज द काइंड ऑफ स्केल एट विच आवर इकोनॉमी इज एक्सपांडिंग. UPI is making wonders. राइट? वी कम फ्रॉम अ जनरेशन, हम ये जो पहली वाली रो और दूसरी रो में 3 लोग, वी कम फ्रॉम अ जनरेशन जहां पे हम लोगों को एक्चुअली मन ही मन हम प्रार्थना करते थे कि आज मैं IRCTC पे जाऊं और मेरा टिकट बुक हो जाए, या तो मैंने 700 रुपए की पेमेंट की है, मेरे को वो पेमेंट रिजेक्ट हुई, फिर देखना पड़ेगा अरे फिर से कब आई कि नहीं आई, राइट? बट लुक एट द ट्रांजिशन. आज की तारीख में आप कितने लोग ऑटो में से उतर से और उतरते हो और बोलते हो भैया पेटीएम कर दिया, और लुक एट द ट्रस्ट एंड स्पीड, वो भी देखता नहीं है, ओके ठीक है करके वो चला जाता है, राइट? 40 रुपए है, बट लुक एट द ट्रस्ट। वी कम फ्रॉम अ .com बबल एरा। हम लोग टी शर्ट ऑर्डर करते थे, मिलती ही नहीं थी। आज की तारीख में because of these digital payments platforms, our trust on these technologies on e-commerce has grown multifold. न्यूज़पेपर में आता है ना, बाय वन गेट वन फ्री पिज्जा, तो अपने ऑर्डर करने में परेशानी नहीं है, अरे हाँ चलना ट्राई करते हैं। व्हाई? बिकॉज द एंटायर डिलीवरी मैकेनिज्म हैज चेंज्ड, आवर ट्रस्ट ऑन पेमेंट, आवर कस्टमर सेंसिटिविटी हैज ग्रोन मल्टीफोल्ड. That is where we are called a service-oriented economy, and we are the masters of providing service. Look at this new statistic. Almost half of your online shoppers are from Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities. Nagpur, Sangli, Kolhapur, Solapur, Nasik, हर जगह पे Amazon के ट्रक बराबर के जा रहे हैं, right? Because they got mobile devices, they've got 4G internet, they've got UPI, right? अभी तक they were not exposed to this world of e-commerce. Now they are joining the bandwagon. If they are joining the bandwagon, it is good for you because your probable potential customers are coming online. Women leadership in corporate India. 51% of companies have CXO and above a woman leader, right? So, women are actively participating. They are getting their due weightage in corporate leadership, right? Government has also mandated to have a women director. They have made it compulsory. 95% of listed companies have got at least one woman director on their board. Education market boom. Abhi digital technologies are being adopted in education at scale. The classroom has become borderless. You are able to pursue education from ISB. You are able to pursue education from IIM Ahmedabad. You are able to pursue education from Harvard. So that is where the entire education market is likely to be crossing $10 billion by 2025. We are having tremendous agricultural product export potential. If you look at rice export, wheat export, tea export, we are at least number 1, number 2 or number 3 in the world ranking. So our agriculture, हम लोग बोलते हैं भारत खेती प्रधान देश है, which stands true today also. We are having a 4G and 5G network in 8,000 towns across the nation. So the demand and potential of rolling out telemedicine healthcare services is growing multifold. ये सब बहुत सारा urbanization ये हो रहा है, उसमें 40% of the people would be living in cities. So 40% of India would be urbanized by 2030, and that itself will create a demand for IoT solutions, for AI-driven traffic management solutions, for waste management, for purified water, for pollution-free air. There are lot many new problem statements would float around which would enable you to create startups. Even government is also friendly to entrepreneurs. They are willing to create new policies and update their existing policies also. Like last year, they updated deep tech startup policy, wherein we suggested that जितने भी नेशनलाइज लैब है जहां पे इक्विपमेंट आइडल पड़े हुए हैं और स्टार्टअप्स को यदि वो इक्विपमेंट टेस्टिंग के लिए, उनकी प्रोडक्ट डेवलपमेंट के लिए चाहिए,
तो वो रिक्वेस्ट से अवेलेबल किए जाए, which has been made possible now. Look at the adoption of artificial intelligence. Government is one of the lead adopters of artificial intelligence. Be it Aadhaar card or UPI or income tax, government is implementing artificial intelligence at scale. So if you are planning to develop a startup around AI, then you are going to have golden days. VC funding. India is a trustworthy market for investors, and that is where investors have invested 63 billion between 21-23. Why 21 and 23? This was a pinna band kiya tha. Right? So look at the back from the pandemic era. Rise in corporate venture capital and corporate innovation programs, be it Reliance, Godrej, L&T, every large diversified institution is having a venture capital program. They are engaging with startups. So if you develop something, it's not limited that you would be required to sell it to B2C, but you can also be a B2B player and then sell your product or services to a large diversified industrial house. Hybrid work model is here to stay. People want to work from Solapur, to work from Lucknow, people want to work from Bhubaneswar and still be a TCS employee. Pre-pandemic era, it was a challenging environment, but post-pandemic, hybrid work model has become a new normal and it is here to stay. So I'm happy to help you towards realizing your dream and discuss offline. Time to scan this code and you would get access to my LinkedIn. So let's connect and collaborate. Thank you so much. Jayant.
Thank you so much, sir, for making us aware about the different opportunities available in India for the future entrepreneurs. I'm sure the students attending this session will surely benefit out of it. Now, next, I request Ms. Priyal to introduce our next guest, that is Mr. Jayant Falke.
Falke Qualification Profile Association's contributions: BCom FCA 1991, SSC 1999, CA, final practicing in the profession of chartered accountancy for more than 19 years and became fellow member since 14th 2004. Director of Shunya Advisors Private Limited, providing services in area of business support to businessmen and providing capacity building services to NGO associated with following organizations: Treasurer of Saturday Club Global Trust, Secretary of Bharat Vikas Parishad Dombivli, Treasurer Nagri Abhivadan Sanstha Dombivli, Member Laghu Udyog Bharati Industrial Club NCCAI, GST awareness amongst industry and individuals through seminars, interactive sessions and interview, delivered seminars at business associations and meetings on overview as well as practical aspects of GST. Invited as an expert guest on DD Sayadri, Doordarshan Mumbai on 19th May 2017 in news show as to give comments on GST, which broadcasted in entire Asia. Invited as a faculty for GST workshop arranged by World Trade Center for SME. Delivered seminars arranged by CA firms for their clients on GST awareness and overview. Now, I would like to invite him on the stage to express his thoughts.
Welcome. Good morning. First of all, I thank you, Professor Ashok Chavan, sir, Yogesh Udgire for giving this opportunity. Thank you, Chintan, sir, Vijay, sir, and dignitaries on diet, Kishore, sir, from the Swawlambi Bharat, Professor Amarpreet Singh, and Umesh Rathod, sir. The topic is Swawlambi Bharat, and my subject is very crucial, that is capital and cash flow. आप धंधा क्यों करना चाहते हो? Why you want to be a big entrepreneur? कुछ आइडिया है?
जॉब भी पूछ सकते हैं, जॉब क्यों करना चाहते हैं?
हाँ, जॉब भी कर सकते हैं, अगर why business? Why business? Why entrepreneurship? To make money, and for what purpose the money is required? Something that is absent many times, because we want money, but why we want money? And sometimes we say that we want $1 million or $2 million or 5 crore or 10 crore, but why? That is something absent. And if I have to look back something in the past, in Chanakya has given a mantra, that is a 4-line statement which I will say, Sukhasya moolam dharmam, dharmasya moolam artham, arthasya moolam rajyam, and rajyasya moolam indrijam. सुख का मूल धर्म में है. धर्म मीन्स एटीट्यूड. एटीट्यूड का मूल रिसोर्सेस में है. अर्थ मीन्स रिसोर्सेस. व्हाट आर द रिसोर्सेस अराउंड यू? अर्थस्य मूलम राज्यम. रिसोर्सेस का मूल सिस्टम में है. और राज्यस्य मूलम इंद्रियम. सिस्टम का मूल डिसिप्लिन में है. सो कोई भी एंटरप्राइज जब चलता है तो कोई डिसिप्लिन भी चलता है. वो डिसिप्लिन सेटअप हो तो आपको आनंद मिलेगा, आपको जॉय मिलेगा. आपने कोई कभी इंजीनियरिंग लाइन में कितने लोग हैं यहाँ पे पीछे? सभी इंजीनियरिंग में. ओके. सो कोई भी प्रोजेक्ट करते समय आप पहले क्या सोचते हो? एंड रिजल्ट सोचते हो या बीच में प्रोसेसेस ज्यादा सोचते हो या रिसोर्सेस की ज्यादा सोचते हो? बट एंड रिजल्ट इज ऑल्सो क्रिटिकल ना. बिल्डिंग कंस्ट्रक्ट करना है और आपके रिसोर्सेस खाली सीमेंट है या ब्रिक्स है तो चलेगा? सीमेंट है, ब्रिक्स है, स्टील है. व्हाट इज वन मोर क्रूशियल थिंग इज रिक्वायर्ड फॉर अ बिल्डिंग? प्लानिंग. प्लानिंग is one thing, but one more thing is very crucial, and that is the same aspect applies for the business also. Workforce, that's a resource again. It's a blueprint of the building. Unless you don't have a clear blueprint of the building, how many floors, where is the lift going to be, where is the staircase, what area is going to be used for what purpose, how you are going to enter into the building, how you are going to execute the building. In the business, you need to have a blueprint of your business. The absence of blueprint leads to catastrophic challenges. And in India, you will see a lot of examples, those who have succeeded in business and got good money, and those who have not succeeded in business. And the entire point goes back to the money. Can you give me 2 illustrations which failed due to money in last 1 year? Which names are known to you? Because of money, they have failed a bit and very heavily, and they have caused a damage to lot many people. So one of the name which sir has quoted is Baiju. Another day before yesterday, there was an order by Supreme Court was Jet Airways. And these are the failure examples. We can give a lot many things. Baiju's is there. How many new startups? Zepto, Dunzo. Dunzo is out of business. They are scaled down. They are out of the business. And they have reduced the size, and despite raising the funds. So fund doesn't solve the problem. If I give you 5 crore each to every person, what is your next problem? where to use. So money is not a problem. The first question which you will have after receiving that 5 crore is the first problem which you have to solve. Some will say, I don't have an idea. Somebody will say, I don't have people. Somebody will say, I don't have an ecosystem. Can you spend that 5 crore in next 1 hour? Can you? How many can spend that 5 crore in 1 hour? Not buying an asset? For that, you have to see a movie of Nasiruddin Shah, Mala Mal. In 1980s, he got a mandate that he has to spend daily 1 crore, and in 30 days, he had to spend 30 crores without buying an asset and without, there are a lot of conditions. And he spent that money, 30 crores, and then he gets some 300 crore rupees assets. So when you're saying 5 crore, I can spend it. Can I spend it on a business? And my problem is that big enough. Unless that problem is not that big enough, the business cannot flourish and cannot go away. And that is a challenge which I am saying again, discipline. So unless you have a detailed plan of action, you cannot grow and you cannot inspire an investor, you cannot inspire a staff also to work with you. Okay, you got 5 crore, you created a product, you are going to, you are presented to investor, the investor is happy, he is ready to work with you, staff is working with you because they are getting good packages, but who is going to buy your products? Is your product is worth? That investor will get that money back. Right now, if you, how many are using Zepto on daily basis? Okay, what Zepto solves your problem? Huh? Arranging the goods. So I will use the same line. The first line, people will say there used to be a babnya in our house. Jare, wo leke aa. वो जा रहे वो लेके आ, वो काम अभी Zepto कर रहा है. And that's why the babnya's valuation has gone to $4 billion. But is that a real problem which Zepto solves? What is the problem Zepto solves? Huh?
Wide variety of choice.
Wide variety of choice.
Last minute delivery.
Last minute delivery. So what they are bang on? They are bang on your laziness. They are bang on you're staying on the 11th floor and you going down from 11th floor down store and just searching the product. And that is, they are also killing indirectly on Amazon also. So unless the product and the revenue, and that's why Zepto is going to get revenue, they are selling their idea to generate more cash and more capital from the market. So unless your idea is not strong, raising money from market is not that easy. But at the same time, people are not going to pay you. So if Zepto asks you surcharge, do you pay? Then you stop. Then you say, I will give an order after 1 hour or 2 hours. So revenue model is also crucial for the business. At the same time, capital model is also crucial. So whenever you start a business plan, my request will be to create a 12 months cash outflow plan. So if next 12 months you have to run a business, how much cash you will need? Keeping in mind you have a stomach and you have to handle your basic necessity also. So you can't be empty stomach. So considering that all aspect, you have to consider two parts. One is your next 12 months revenue outflow, and one is your capital budget required for creating that service. So like a blueprint is created for your business. So blueprint will not come free. It will require certain cost. So what is the cost for that idea? What is the software you will need to do? So all these assessment has to be done. And inside that, before going into anything, one of the things which I will invite is to start discussing with somebody senior in the business. Have you seen any harwala or chaiwala making losses? No, no. They are full of business. In Diwali, you might have seen 40 रुपए के फूल 400 रुपए हो गए. सर महंगा हो गया, माल नहीं है. सब्जी वाला पालक की सब्जी 10 रुपए की 20 रुपए हो गई. Next day you will get again 10 rupees. But you will never see them in loss making. So that's the crux which we fail to understand, because they work on a legacy business. They take a hard hand holding from the. I'll give you a simple example. आप लोगों में से कितने लोग चाय बनाते हैं? Okay, आपको perfect चाय बनाने में कितना टाइम लगा? How many months training you have taken to bring a perfect blend of the tea which you wanted? One day? One day? 1 week? Then you should open a network across India. It takes at least 3 months to get a perfect blend of tea. So if a tea, which is simple example, chai, pani, shakkar, doodh, or gas, where everybody has a combination which I have to work it out in reality. If the chai takes that 3 months time, and despite having you have seen 100 examples, आपके ऑफिस वाला चाय, आपकी कॉलेज का चाय, आपका नुक्कड़ वाला चाय, आपकी घर की चाय, आपकी मौसी की चाय, आपकी मेड ने बनाई हुई चाय. After that, you have created a one combination. So if you have to run a business, how many things you have to see and understand from the market? आपको कितने लोगों से मिलना पड़ेगा? ये धंधे नैक क्या है? मैं 10 रुपए में आइटम बेचूं या 5 रुपए में बेचूं या 7 रुपए में बेचूं? ये जब तक आपको समझ में नहीं आएगा, क्योंकि क्या है, धंधा कोई भी करो, द ब्लड लाइन इज मनी. मोमेंट यू आर रन आउट ऑफ द मनी, योर बिजनेस विल स्टॉप. So to ensure that money flows continuously in your business, and for that you have to think very long term. You may take 3 months to prepare a blueprint. Don't jump in, but ensure that your business runs on the cash flow regularly. If you see 2 more examples which I would like you to see and get into detail, like you're an engineering guy, it's very easy. One is Zerodha, Zoho, Wembu. These are both are startups, bootstrapped, still making profit. We never take such niche examples which are running. They are not taken any single penny from any venture capital. They are running their own businesses. They are making their business own profitable. If you want to see internationally, one more example, the Basecamp company. So Basecamp is a software which is into project management software, which is not competing with Android also, not with Apple also. They have their own setup. So the Basecamp is also same company which has not taken VC funding. They say that we are not interested in VC funding. They rejected billion dollars check very straightway. They are saying we are sustainable because we are earning profit from day one. So your business has to make profit from day one. If you see Zerodha, they are making profit since their inception. Zoho, profit making since day one. All these new ideas of making loss making and then becoming profit one day and someday. There is nothing called someday and one day. People use quote normally Amazon, that Amazon is making losses for years together and then right now they're in profit. But that is not a sustainable model. So think about it completely. If you have any questions, we can discuss it later on. And thank you once again for giving me an opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for guiding our students. Apart from money, how a startup idea can be converted into a successful business with a very good thought process that we have understood today. So thank you so much. Now our next talk would be by Dr. Amarpreet Ghura. To introduce sir, I request our student Arya to please come on the stage.
Amarpreet K. Ghura is a professor at Flame University, Pune. He is awarded with 2020 Emerald Literacy Award on November 19, 2020.
On July 3rd, 2021, he got selected to attend Wharton Global Faculty Development Program conducted by Wharton School of University of Pennsylvania. I would like to call Sir on stage to guide us on entrepreneurship in MSMEs driving innovation.
Morning, all of you. Thank you for the opportunity. Is English okay with all of you? Okay, fair enough. So, entrepreneurship world has evolved. So, before I start in, I've been into my family business for 9 years as a third generation, then into academics, then I had my 2 startups, and now again into hardcore academics for almost 14 years now. But the kind of academics what we are into is purely into research orientation. So, we have written a lot of material which has been published with IMA, Ivy, Harvard, and so on. And we've been dealing with a lot of family businesses, startups on day in and day out. Academia's job is basically to give you 3 questions. So that is what, why, and how. Now, the moment industry gets that from academia, industry sees value into what academics is doing. So I need to talk about something called as entrepreneurship, what I've been researching since 2016. In fact, that was one of my areas which got me into IIM Calcutta as a postdoctoral fellow. So out of the 21 IIMs what you have, IIM Calcutta is the one which has the full-fledged 2 years postdoctoral rigorous program, and entrepreneurship as a topic got me into that. Now, what is entrepreneurship in simple terms if I talk about? Entrepreneurship is the future, what India is going through today. And we'll talk about a lot of examples, what is exactly happening in India today and how are organizations making money out of it. At the same time, how is the youth been unlocking value out of it. So entrepreneurship in simple terms talks about how an employee within an organization can conceive an idea, start an idea, run an idea, using the organization's resources, but the idea has to be different from the existing core business of the organization. Simple. So most of you guys are सोचेंगे हमारा उसमें फायदा क्या है? Why should we get into this? So there are a lot of reasons to this. So let us first talk about 1 or 2 reasons why the institute or an SME should do this, and then we'll talk about why should you get into this. So if I have to talk about, you as a business owner will only make money out of 2 things, that is marketing and innovation. That's it. There's an illusion what you have in mind that your product or your service is making money for you, but that's not what the case is. It's an illusion. Only marketing and innovation will get you money, nothing beyond that. But the point is, how do you innovate then? So there came a paper sometime back of Harvard which says that your competitive advantage is your employees and not your products. And there's an illusion with the business owners also. They believe that we have a good success product and a service and we've nailed it. It doesn't work that way. So if you look at the records of Fortune 500 companies, we looked at it twice through different researchers. So we compared the data of 1970 of Fortune 500 companies and compared it 27 years down the line with 1997 data. We saw almost 80% companies were dead. Now this is mind-boggling. How can a company which actually reached up the Fortune 500 company level is dead? Dead means वो list में तो है नहीं, वो industry में भी नहीं है. They're nowhere. PCG did a similar study and then they reduced this year of gap of 27 years to 20 years. And the results were really not so great. Now this time earlier you had 80% companies dead in 27 years. This time in a span of 20 years, 88% companies were dead. And this happened recently. The last year was 2015 what they did the study. Now, this is something mind-boggling that it is not about the product or the service what you create. It is all about the competitive advantage you create. And when the Harvard giving you a paper that your competitive advantage is exactly your employee, that is where you nail it. Now the point is, if you are a business owner, you cannot grow beyond creating a team. You'll have to create a team so that you could grow. And if you are based in India, who is this or what is the composition of this team? So if I give you a fair idea, largely what we published at IIM's level and various other papers what we've been writing, if you look at the younger demographics of India today, Gen Y, who was born between roughly 1980 to 1995, Gen Z, who was born between 1995 to 2015, combined both of them is roughly 65% of the current Indian workforce. So MSME, when they recruit, fortunately have to be recruiting this cohort. Now what is this cohort asking them? If you look at it, ask for yourself. When I read out these traits for you, you खुद से बात करिए कि ये सही है कि नहीं है. Now I interact with Gen Y, Gen Z, and I look at their work traits. So these are the people who want innovation, creativity, risk taking. These people don't believe in competition. These people believe in collaboration. These people want regular feedbacks. Now this is exactly the trait of you people now. So when you get into the corporates, and if corporates could give you this culture, it's a win-win for both of you. This is exactly what is entrepreneurship. So if the theory says and the practical life says you will make money as a business owner only through marketing and innovation, and then it says you have to create competitive advantage, and competitive advantage is your employees, the only legitimate way to do that is having entrepreneurship as a culture within your organization. Now, who is doing this? So entrepreneurship started in early 1970s in US, but India is doing this for a very different phenomenal reason. And we've tapped a lot of organizations. For last almost since 2016, because I was from TIS, I got an easy access to a lot of companies because of HR backgrounds coming from TIS and XLRI. We've interviewed a lot of organizations, including what you say, India First Life Insurance, including Mahindra and Mahindra Finance, including Deepak Fertilizers, and various other listed companies. And what we looked at is that if 3M, Google, or Apple, if they become what they are today, it is not because of the product what they offer, it is because of the kind of employees and entrepreneurship culture what they have. And the good part is India companies have already started to replicate this. There's a lot of innovations happening through employees within Reliance Industries, within Marigo, within Godrej Consumers. And the question what comes to me from the industry, from my students, because we teach a lot of students from the family business background. We also deal with their parents. The question comes, sir, can a micro, small and medium enterprise do this? The answer is yes, they can do this. So we've written a couple of multiple cases on this. I'll share a couple of real examples to you that how could you do this as being a more micro, small and medium enterprise, and irrespective of any industry, any part you are, you can still do this. So we recently published a case in one of the article journals run by National University of Singapore. So this is a case study on this company from Ahmedabad called as Hearty Mart. So Hearty Mart deals basically in an HoReCa sector, and within HoReCa sector, I believe they're into modern retail. So this company has a lot of their own brands in terms of atta, flour, spice, so on and so forth. Now, how a blue collar and a white collar worker could actually be brought into streamline, into mainstream to actually innovate. Now, this is one of the examples what this company did. So they had their field of workers now. So one of their procurement guys, whose job is basically because you are in HoReCa sector में आपका माल बिकता है because you've been cheapest and you cater to, let's say, all hotel owners, all party hall owners, all caterers, आप उनको supply करते हैं. So this procurement manager basically started and he came back to his boss and he said, you know what, I go to Mandi every day and I figure out what is the rate for today for a particular commodity. Let's say हमको बादाम देना है, काजू देना है, and a lot of other spices देना है. Let us figure out what is the rate. So he says, the moment I get an early access to what is the rate today of a commodity, can we also start selling it to the people? And can we start sharing the prices of the lowest prices to the people who are not buying from us? Company thought, it's a great idea, let us do something. And by doing this, they almost got 30% new clients who were procuring from different vendors, but not from these vendors. Now, the moment they started telling them that today's cheapest rates for this particular commodity and the company at the back end to receive the rates compared it with their existing vendors, they actually tapped in 30% of more clients with them. Now, for MSME who tells me कि sir white collar आदमी है, ये कहाँ से innovation करेगा? बिल्कुल करेगा, क्यों नहीं करते? It is all about you, how you create that mechanism for your organization. Similarly, one of their blue collar workers who was heading their finance department submitted a report to the organization saying that, you know what, there's an illusion what is happening, that we believe that the biggest clients whom we are catering to are the profitable clients, but the part of reality is that our biggest clients are the loss-making clients for us. And the detailed report mentioned by the finance head said that even though our payment terms with these people is 45 days, we get payments almost after 145 days. So 45 days and 145 days has a big impact on your working capital. Now this is exactly what they did, and the company then reinvented a KRA system for the sales guys, saying that now your incentive is not only on the sales what you make, but your incentive is now also linked to that after selling, the payments needs to be get into the system within 45 days so that now you get your incentive. Now by doing this, a company who has almost 100 crores plus of turnover, now look at the impact what happens to your balance sheet now. So these are small incremental innovation also is what micro, small and medium enterprises could get into. We did some time back a case study, which is again a published case study now with one of the earlier professors of IMA. This is on a company called as India First Life Insurance, one of the youngest insurance companies in India today. Now, by having entrepreneurship, so their HR head happened to be one of my juniors from TIS. He was the chief people officer managing almost 1,387 employees. So they got into innovation and they could from a span of 2015 to 2020, which is 5 years, they moved from 23rd in the industry to 13th in the industry. So this is the power of having entrepreneurship as a culture. So people who believe that you want to ride the wave of entrepreneurial thing, what is happening in the country like India, also to consider one of the ways, which is entrepreneurship. So if you get on to your jobs tomorrow, HR heads look at people who during your college days had a failed startup. We're not talking about having a successful startup, but at least making an attempt. Having a failed startup is also considered as a very good competence today when recruiters actually recruit you today, because this shows them that this guy has a zeal of entrepreneurship within him. So with the paucity of time, I would like to end my talk here. And once again, thank you for giving me this opportunity. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir, for giving insights on the importance of collaborative research for a successful entrepreneurship. So next, I would request Ms. Aditi to introduce our next speaker, Mr. Umesh Rathod.
Good morning, everyone. Now I would like to introduce to our next guest, Shri Rathod sir. Over 14 plus years in the global entrepreneurial ecosystem, currently heads the Innovation Center, Western Region, Maharashtra and Goa for the AICT's Ministry of Education and Innovation Cell. An alumnus of IIM Calcutta, he is an author of successful books like the Fun of Being in a Startup, Startup Chanakya, Startup Theories, Examples and Activities. He is also a passionate faculty and researcher in entrepreneurship, innovation, strategy, and marketing. He draws inspiration from visionaries such as Swami Vivekanand, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, and Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. Having mentored over 4.5 lakh students since 2010, he has been recognized with prestigious accolades, including the Maharashtra Ratna Puraskar, Rex Karamveer Chakra Award, Nation Builder Award, Karamveer Bhaura Patil Award, and Global Teaching Excellence Award. His commitment to nurturing early stage startups and building campus-led initiatives has earned him accolades and recognition both nationally and internationally. Now I would request Shri Umesh Rathod sir to express his thoughts.
Good morning all. Namaskar. Thank you for having me for this prestigious event of celebration of the Swawlamban Divas. And that has been the motto of our Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji, how to make self-reliant India. And it can happen when we talk about it in bits and pieces, when it happens in a small group of people, and that creates a larger movement. I will talk a lot of things from the basics and some of the things which we have lost over the period of time due to colonization. The way we were getting educated was completely different. And I don't think so how many of you can imagine also, because we don't have maybe the movies on that and the concept of Gurukul and how people were recruited and how they were divided into different frameworks. Because this is a time when, Howards of the world or, the IIMs of the world did not exist. And we have adopted that kind of educational learning. So I'll start with the concept of why we take birth, right? And I don't know how many of you believe in the astrological charts, but in Vedas and Upanishads and various scriptures, it is mentioned that what we take birth in this lifetime, we have a purpose, and the purpose is divided into 4 parts. It's Artha, Kama, Dharma, Moksha. So you will be working in any of these 4 aspects, okay, for that given lifetime. Now, understanding that itself is a big challenge. You need to have a great mentor. And we had that Guru Shishya Paddhati, who could guide you, okay, this is the strength area, these are the core areas which you have and where you can focus and you can achieve great things. And people who are doing great today have known what is their core area, what is that strengths they have, what are their weaknesses and how they can pivot around it. right? So you want to become entrepreneur, you can become entrepreneur in all the four things. For example, people who want moksha in this lifetime. There are also great gurus who are multi-million, what we can say, businesses. And they're doing good for the society as well. The people who are here for artha or, dharma or kama, everyone can make equally, what we can say, business and run it successfully, and they can achieve what they aim to. Now, having said that, this identification does not happen in the current ecosystem, and I think some of the people who have spoken in before me mentioned about these aspects that we are doing a lot of things, but still we are not able to achieve that in our career. Now, why is that happening? I think that is the key thing, because we are doing a lot of courses, we are doing a lot of programs, but still it's not, making us achieve what we really want to focus on or really what we are made for. Other aspect is moving beyond success and failure. I come from a background where just after graduation, I did a startup of my own. And the thought process was that I might fail. And everyone fails. And there is no learning without failure. I have been an average student in that sense. And I believe because you are part of the entrepreneurship cell, you have already got that gist somewhere. That's why you are part of the E-cell in first place. Otherwise, you would not have been here like us on a Sunday morning discussing these aspects. So you move beyond success and failure, because these terms, I believe, these are also very colonized. In our Vedas and Upanishads, we talk about karma. Right? That was the message given by Shri Krishna to Arjuna. Right? Focus on your karma. Karmanyeva adhikarat se ma phaleshu kadachana. You all are aware of that. So when you have that thought process that this is a journey where you are experiencing things and it's beyond success and failure, it will help you to take steps towards your entrepreneurial goals. Many of the people, and think that they don't want to get into entrepreneurship because what society might think, what my people or people around me might think, and how they will see me if I probably fail. So when you come to that mindset, when you come to this thought process, oh, there is nothing called as success and failure. It is a journey. I will go through it. And whatever comes my way, I will learn from it and grow further. Right? The other part which I want to discuss is, as a student, you need to focus on three things. And it's a lifetime process for all of us. All the people sitting over here need to do that. What is that? You need to have knowledge, skill, and attitude. And you have to maintain this through and through. Whatever we are discussing today, as an entrepreneur or as whatever my role is, I have to gain lots of knowledge and keep on updating that knowledge. If I have knowledge, but I don't have skills and attitude, the right attitude, I might not be able to use that knowledge to the optimum level. I need to have skills to execute it. Managing team is a big task, right? Hiring people, understanding their needs. It's a big task. Communication, which is part of the skill. So I need to update that skill. And I also need to update my attitude toward executing things, how I want to do it. There are two ways to do the thing. Either you do it and you do it effectively. So knowledge, skill, and attitude is very important for you to achieve whatever goal you have, decided for your entrepreneurial journey. And it for the matter what Amarpreet sir talked about, intrapreneurship. You can, start off to become an entrepreneur. Maybe you have that experience. You can come back to intrapreneurship, but that mindset, the shift which will happen, you will not be pushed to do things. I don't know how many of your parents tell you to do XYZ thing, because it's intrinsic. Becoming an entrepreneur is something which comes from within. It's passion driven. No one should tell you to, okay, you have to create a website and, someone is pushing you. You do it on your own, right? And I think entrepreneurship cell makes that wonderful ecosystem in campuses to support that movement, to support that thought process. Apart from that, I wanted to also talk about empathy, which is a very important, skill of an entrepreneur. If you are solving a problem, because entrepreneurship starts with that, you identify a problem and, You look at how you can solve and solve it better than what people might be doing around. And in that, you need to have an empathetical attitude. Empathetical attitude means you are thinking about the customer, what pain points they have, and how you can address all those pain points. And I believe every startup, even if it's existing today and they're doing great, still there might be some pain points which they might have missed, which you can better it and scale it further. So Olas are there, Ubers are there, Rapido is there now, right? So there is no dearth of doing something which is already being also existing, and you can do it much better. So empathy, thought process, having that skill is very important, because then you understand your employees better, you understand your co-founder better, you understand your, not only that, in terms of relationships also, it helps you to, understand the other side of the story better, to pivot your, thing. Now, when we talk about students in campuses, you are here for 4 reasons, right? When you take admission in an academic institute, and nothing is beyond that. You are either here for a job, either you are here for further studies. Some of you, like the E-cells, you are interested in become entrepreneur, and some people who have no clue what they really want to do. And I believe you can, know those students, right, with whom you interact. इसके अलावा कुछ और है क्या? और हमारे यहाँ पे इंडिया में होता है कि करियर इंजीनियरिंग के बाद शुरू होता है. इंजीनियर बन जाओ, उसके बाद डिसाइड करो आपको क्या करना है. बट ये जो 4 साल है, इसमें आप बहुत अच्छे तरीके से इसको यूटिलाइज कर सकते हो. फर्स्ट ईयर से अगर आप फोकस करो कि आपको क्या करना है. How many of you are from first year? Great. So now is the right time to sow that seed of becoming an entrepreneur. And then, as people mentioned, right? See, research also suggests that having published 2-3 books, I have a fair understanding and about theories of entrepreneurship and about aspects related to how entrepreneurs are made. It's not a one-shot journey. You talk about Elon Musk, people fancy Elon Musk or any other Indian successful entrepreneur for that matter, and we don't see the background of the story, how many failures they have seen in their life. Something started as a book selling company like Flipkart, it turned into an e-commerce platform, so it keeps on pivoting. It's not going to be same. The business model keeps evolving, and this 4 years is a place where you can pivot. What do you mean by pivot? You have more failures. I mean, go beyond that thought process of success and failure. I'm saying take that experience. Take that experience of doing a startup. Connect with your peers. And don't wait that, I'll complete my 4 years and then I will do it. Right? So I think this is the right time to pivot, and you can have multiple pivots. So first year में हमने कुछ किया, चलो वो नहीं हुआ, उसका feedback. Second year में हमने कुछ और किया. Third year में हमने कुछ. By 4th year, I think you will have a fair understanding what really you want to do. Because that's how it will work. Okay. Other part is becoming an entrepreneur in India is now easy. Or for that matter, people, because connect the problem of funding, right? Many of the people have a lot of ideas and they say funds nahi hai. But wo abhi government ne, ministry ne काफी ease out कर दिया है. So there was a time when colleges did not have TPO cell. Vijay sir and other dignitaries sitting in the dais might agree. There was no concept of TPO cell. You had a CV, you had to run from place to place to get a job. And TPO cell was created seamlessly in the academic institution. None of the ministries told institution to create a TPO cell. वो intrinsically develop हो गया है. उसी तरह incubation center का जो ecosystem है, वो भी develop हो रहा है. और वो ऑलरेडी एग्जिस्टेंट है. आज अगर आपके पास आइडिया है, आपको बस आइडेंटिफाई करना है स्टार्टअप इंडिया वेबसाइट पर जाकर कौन से इंक्यूबेटर्स आपके आसपास हैं. उसके लिए उन्होंने भास्कर पोर्टल बनाया हुआ है जो वेबसाइट पर है. आप उस पर एज अ स्टूडेंट और स्टार्टअप रजिस्टर कर सकते हो, और वहां जाकर आप इंक्यूबेटर को मिलकर एक 10 स्लाइड का पिच डेक सबमिट करो. आप स्लाइड डेक सबमिट करोगे, वो आपको फीडबैक देंगे, वो कहेंगे मे बी देयर इज सम चेंजेस रिक्वायर्ड और maybe they accept or not accepted. Then you rework on that, again go and try to get incubated in that incubation center. So once you are incubated in an incubation center, you are eligible for the Startup India Seed Fund, which is starting at around 20 lakh rupees. So many of the students who want to become entrepreneurs and face that, okay, my family might not support, or there is some kind of a hurdle in terms of becoming an entrepreneur? Because see, I don't know about the campus placement over here, but average salary what you will get in the after completing 4 years, somewhere between 6 lakhs to 20 lakhs. Yes or no? 15 lakhs, 6 lakh to 15 lakh. आप एक दो थर्ड ईयर तक अगर अच्छा एक आइडिया पिच करते हो इंक्यूबेटर को, आपको 20 लाख रुपया स्टार्टअप सीड फंड गवर्नमेंट दे रही है एंड ग्रांट दे रही है। ये कोई लोन नहीं है, इस पे कोई इंटरेस्ट नहीं है, आपको वो पूरा पैसा अपने स्टार्टअप के लिए यूज करना। तो ये चीज अभी एग्जिस्टेंट है। Becoming entrepreneur today compared to what I did in 2000, it's much easier, right? And there are various grants for each domain. So you talk about deep tech, there is a fund. If you talk about fintech, there is a fund. If you talk about health tech, there is a fund. So every domain has a specific fund for doing a startup. And in fact, the Startup India portal, if you spend 1 hour time, you'll come to know it has a list of all investor network. It has a list of all incubation center. It has a list of all mentors. And you can identify those mentors within the vicinity as well, right? So if you want to become entrepreneur, it's a very easy process today. The only problem the ecosystem is facing is good ideas. So you really want to work on using design thinking tools, business modeling tools, and coming up with some robust ideas which can solve real world problems and larger problems faced by India and globe. Apart from that, I also wanted to focus on the faculty entrepreneurs. I believe some of the faculties are also sitting here. And during my visits to some of the institutions in regions like Kolhapur, I met some of the faculties running business worth few crores, which are incubated in the incubator in their campus itself. And they're selling this product to companies like Kirloskar, and Siemens. They are making UPS and transformers of their patented technology. So they are passionate entrepreneurs, faculty entrepreneurs who are teaching also and also doing the business, right? So the time has gone when there was this notion that faculties only teach in campuses. National Innovation Startup Policy of AICTE mandates any faculty can do business, right? There's no stopping. So if you have an idea, if you have a patent, you can either convert it into a startup, go for licensing or technology transfer for that matter. Right? So that is really important for faculties to know that we can create case studies within academia. So, many institutions are faculty entrepreneurs. We need to highlight them so they can mentor the students. Right now, what happens in ESL, we have people coming from outside and giving sessions, but we have in-house faculty entrepreneurs who are doing great. We can leverage their support, right? Next part, so I've talked about the incubator value chain, and last, what I wanted to focus was the student startups, which I've seen a lot of demo days, and since last 14 years I've been in this space, majorly for last 8 years particularly, and with ECL IIT Bombay also as a mentor, is that engineers don't understand the finance part of it, because there are not many programs associated with it. So it's really important for you to understand how the cash flow works, right? How you talk about getting seed funds and how you utilize it, what is the revenue streams and how you work around it. So it's really important for you to get a gist of that knowledge as well. I would like to congratulate, ministry or, the way government is working towards supporting the student entrepreneurs and coming up with different schemes. Plethora of schemes are available. We just need to connect the dots and reach out to those opportunities. With that, I would like to conclude, and I wish you all the best. If you need any support to connect to incubation centers, I am your one-point contact. Please call me. Or guide, you need any guidance, you need mentors, reach out to me. I will connect you to incubation centers. I can connect you to investor network. I can connect you to labs where you can test your ideas if you want, right? We have an idea lab in Sardar Patil Institute of Technology funded by AICTE, where you can do your MVP, because rapid prototyping is the crux of any startup. You have an idea, you need to have an MVP around it, right? You need to have a minimum viable product, you need to have a prototype. And for that, we have a fabrication lab. I believe your institute might also have it. But in case you need any support, please reach out to me, right? And once again, thank you, Yogesh. Thank you, Chavan sir, for having me, and all the dignitaries for sparing your valuable time to be here and guide the students. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir, for guiding our students and to all of us, and making us understand how to learn from our own experiences and failures, and how to develop the different skills for a successful enterprise. So next, I would call Miss Akhila to introduce our next speaker, that is Mr. Vijay Page, sir.
Professor Vijay Page is an alumni of Jamnalal Bajaj Institute of Management Studies, MMS, in 1968. He holds a doctorate in Special Economic Zones in India. He was a consultant to Tata's, Forbes, Kalyani Steel, Fomento Iron Ore Company, and many more beside agencies from various countries like Netherlands, Belgium, UK, Spain, etc. He has been the Director in General of MET Institute of Management, focusing on controlled environment agriculture, bovine-driven power generation systems, groundwater recharge, and harvesting. Now I would like to invite him onto the stage to share a few words.
Hello, good morning everyone. It's going to be afternoon, so before that I should speak, I think. Thank you very much, Swadeshi Swawlamban organization. I think Mr. Aswani spoke right in the beginning and brilliantly covered the scope. Historically, the very idea of Swawalamban is born with the idea of independence. Years ago, a unique idea called the Paisa Fund was created. We all know that Ogle Glasswork, it's a famous glass making company. In the British days also, they were supplying the colored glass for all railway signals. That was raised by this idea of Paisa Fund. Everybody contributed just one paisa. So we have been working towards our independence struggle with the idea of Swawalamban. And doyens like Tattobadda Thegdi ji took up the idea in great spirit, and after independence fought for it. And it was a long time that when the Honorable Prime Minister Modi ji took up this idea, worked for it, and today we have a wonderful canopy of innovation support, startups, as brilliantly explained by the previous speaker, Mr. Rathod ji. I think this morning we have covered a lot of ground, and the idea is that all of you who are here and those who are not here, to make up your mind to join this movement. That is the mission, that is the purpose. And I'm reminded of a very famous story which I will share very briefly. There was an industrialist known as Dadi Balsara, and I have shared this story earlier. Dadi Balsara ji was the founder of this Odomos, dekha hai na apne jagah jagah. He was one of the innovators. His life story is unique. He did his SSC from Nagpur, born to a Parsi family, and because of a small struggle, he fought out. His father threw him out of the house. So unemployed, without ticket, he came to Mumbai. And being the Parsi family, he got some support of some small cultural organization, and he was struggling. Somehow, he got into insurance policy business. With SSC, what can you do? And then a mission took him to Singapore. He lived in Singapore. and he fell in love with a local girl who was a perfumery specialist. To capture her, he studied perfumery. He has patents in his name. So he became a perfume specialist married to another perfume specialist. And very shortly, in those days in Singapore, he had a capital worth of $100 million. Mind you, in 70s, it was very big money. And he was invited in India by Doordarshan. Mr. Ghura was then, who's now a retired ambassador. He was just appearing on Delhi Doordarshan, and he took his interview. I happen to have seen the interview, so I want to just repeat this to you. The interview said, the press reporter asked him, Mr. Ghura asked him, "Sir, how is it that you have become so great?" He said, "No, I have been a failure throughout my life, but somehow I made $100 million. One student from the audience, and the audience was from Delhi University, got up, and they were told that Mr. Dadi Balsara was a palmist. He was an expert horoscope reader. He was a face reader. He had a black belt karate, $100 million in the bank, a perfume specialist, you name it. He had succeeded in life everywhere." So the boy from Delhi University asked him, "Sir, you are a face reader and an astrologist. Don't you believe that everything in life is about his destiny? There is nothing like chance. Or is it always chance and there is no destiny?" He said, "Young man, you take your call." He said, "No, sir, today I have met you. Was that my destiny or was that my chance?" He says, "What is your experience?" He said, "Sir, I was not selected by Delhi University to come and meet you today. But when your bus came to the hostel, I was there and the boy who was selected was not there. So I jumped in the bus and I came and I met you." So all life is about chance. Where is the destiny? You're an astrologer. There is nothing like destiny. So the answer which Mr. Dadi Balsara gave is what I want you to understand. He said, "My dear son, everything in everyone there is destiny and there are chances. But to reach your destiny, you have to take the chance. The bus came, you were there, you got into the bus and you came because you took the chance. If you would have remained bolted in your room and never come out, you would not have met me." Boys, girls who have come today, understand that you are arriving today at this program on a Sunday morning, on a Swawalamban mission, is not just a matter of chance, it's a matter of destiny. You are destined to join this movement of being an entrepreneur. You have taken the chance. I know it's a tough chance to take, but everybody has so many things to do on a Sunday morning. But you have taken the chance. Adopt it as a mission and you will not fail. There are so many reasons for you to fail, but taking a chance is the reason for you to succeed. So please take that. Brilliant exposition is made about entrepreneurship by our professor from Flav University, about how finance is to be done, how you have to look after the blueprint and ensure that you move away, and what are the brilliant schemes that you have for entrepreneurship promotion, sir has explained. We are here today on the cusp of a breakthrough. And the breakthrough is the new life of an entrepreneur, as an innovator, as an investor from the startup stage. I can tell you that today the agencies mentioned are all on the website. There are 700 million users of the day, so they are all your customers. In order to do that, you have to identify proper industry. Brahma Research Foundation is an NGO which works on Atmanirbhar in defense. Apart from the fact we have programs on national security, food security, water security. But Atmanirbhar in defense is a portfolio which we want to promote and for which we conduct various programs. For me, Atmanirbhar movement happened in November 2022 when I went to Ahmedabad for a defense expo. I had been to defense expos earlier, but this was a unique defense expo. And what was it? I found that out of the 1,000 stalls which were there from international as well as national perspective, there were some stalls which had a dual civil military option. And that was the stall of drones. A drone introduced about a decade ago are really a unique intervention of entrepreneurship, both in civil and defense perspective. And we were then taken up by government of Maharashtra, and we have prepared a report for promotion of drone industry. But here I would like to propose that if and when you wish to look at what one can do for the defense sector as well as the civilian sector, drone is one product, one idea whose time has come. You have seen in the Ukraine war, the average loss per month is 10,000 drones. Russia has run out of supplies, India has run out of, China is not able to produce the demand. So much is demand for drones for civilian and for military purposes. And there are agencies under the startup fund also. We would also help those who are interested. And to set up a drone lab is not a very costly affair. A college, engineering college is easily set up, just a matter of few lakh rupees here and there. But from 1 kg delivery to 100 kg to 50 kg, all ranges are there. Easily assembly of drones is possible. Is there any drone fan here? Good. Wow. I believe this generation, these next 10 years are the drone revolution. As we had the mobile revolution, we are at the cusp of a drone revolution. So please take advantage. It is a civil and military use, unlimited scope, and anyone with an idea with mechanical, electrical, civil technology can do that. Whatever one can support, encouragement is possible from our end with help of Startup India and others, we can do that. There is a tremendous civil military option possibility. As we move towards Vikasit Bharat, which is the dream of the nation as designed by Honorable Prime Minister Modi ji, the most important aspect apart from finances is defense. Therefore, defense industry has to come up, and you can't only depend on defense requirements. So drone is a product which meets both the civil and defense needs. Get into it. It's something which students can do. I know there are a number of young startups who are doing it. So please take a leap, go into the website, see there are more than 1,000 small scale companies already.
I'll ask one question.
and snacks also.
हमारे स्वदेशी जागरण मंच के अखिल भारतीय संगठक के नाते दायित्व का निर्वाह करते हैं। आपका केंद्र दिल्ली है। साथ ही माननीय सतीश कुमार जी अपने स्वदेशी जागरण मंच के अखिल भारतीय संगठक, आप भी वरिष्ठ प्रचारक हैं और यहाँ पर दिल्ली ही आपका केंद्र है, आपका भी मार्गदर्शन।
दूसरा फोन चाहिए।
डॉक्टर अश्वनी महाजन जी अपने अखिल भारतीय सह संयोजक स्वदेशी जागरण मंच, आप भी वरिष्ठ अपने अर्थशास्त्रियों में आते हैं, समय समय पर आपके आर्टिकल्स और आपके लेख हमको पढ़ने को मिलते हैं, वो भी हमारे मध्य में उपस्थित हैं, उनका भी स्वागत। माननीय डॉक्टर धनपत राम जी अग्रवाल कलकत्ता से आते हैं और अपने अखिल भारतीय सह संयोजक हैं, साथ ही ITR के विशेषज्ञ के रूप में पूरे देश के अंदर आप जाने जाते हैं। आपका भी हार्दिक अभिनंदन और स्वागत। श्रीमान अजय पत्की जी आप नागपुर महाराष्ट्र से आते हैं, आपका भी हार्दिक अभिनंदन और स्वागत। डॉक्टर राजकुमार जी मित्तल, पूर्व में आप भी वाइस चांसलर रहे हैं, आप अपने अखिल भारतीय सह संयोजक हैं, दिल्ली आपका निवास है, आपका भी हार्दिक अभिनंदन और स्वागत। श्रीमान जितेंद्र जी गुप्त, पूर्व में लघु उद्योग भारती के राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष रहे हैं और वर्तमान में अपने स्वावलंबी भारत अभियान में अखिल भारतीय सह संयोजक के नाते आपका मार्गदर्शन सब कार्यकर्ताओं को मिलता है। और बहन अर्चना जी मीना, जो अभी हमारे संगठन मंत्र बहन ने कराया, वो भी अपनी अखिल भारतीय सह समन्वयक है स्वावलंबी भारत अभियान की, सवाई माधोपुर आपका निवास है और एक अच्छी आप उद्यमी के रूप में जानी जाती हैं। तो ऐसे कुछ परिचय मुझे कराने थे, वो आपके समक्ष रखे। अब मैं निवेदन करूंगा डॉक्टर भगवती प्रकाश शर्मा जी, जो अपने स्वावलंबी भारत अभियान के अखिल भारतीय सह समन्वयक भी हैं और साथ ही स्वदेशी जागरण मंच के सह संयोजक भी हैं, कि आप आज के इस कार्यक्रम की प्रस्तावना हम सबके समक्ष रखेंगे। माननीय भगवती प्रकाश शर्मा जी।
पूज्य गुरुवर श्री रविशंकर जी, परम सम्मानित आदरणीय डॉक्टर चिन्मय पंड्या जी, हम सबके मार्गदर्शक माननीय भागैया जी, माननीय सुंदरम जी, संगठक माननीय कृष्णलाल जी, सभी स्वावलंबी भारत अभियान एवं स्वदेशी जागरण मंच के कार्यकर्ता बंधुओं और बहनों, ठेंगड़ी जी एक वीतरागी, युग दृष्टा और संगठन शिल्पी के रूप में जाने जाते हैं। उन्हें हम राष्ट्र ऋषि के रूप में भी देखते हैं, क्योंकि राष्ट्र की जब जैसी जैसी आवश्यकताएं थी वैसे वैसे संगठनों का निर्माण करना और कार्यकर्ताओं को उसके अनुरूप मार्गदर्शन देना। ऐसे ब्रह्मलीन श्रद्धेय ठेंगड़ी जी की आज जन्मतिथि के दिन हम सब लोग यहाँ स्वदेशी स्वावलंबन दिवस मनाने के लिए एकत्र हुए हैं। ठेंगड़ी जी 1942 में अपने माता पिता की अकेली संतान होते हुए भी प्रचारक बने और प्रचारक बनने के साथ ही उनका एक बड़ा योगदान यह भी कहा जा सकता है कि जिस समय पूरे बंगाल को भारत से अलग करने की बात चल रही थी, उस समय बंगाल में आंदोलन करके और संघ के स्वयंसेवकों के माध्यम से और उन्होंने बंगाल का विभाजन कर आज पश्चिम बंगाल भारत में रहा। ऐसा राष्ट्र ऋषि के रूप में उन्होंने अपना स्वाधीनता के समय से ही सक्रिय भूमिका निर्वाह कर, जैसा मैंने कहा कि श्रेष्ठ संगठन शिल्पी थे या संगठन कौशल में अद्वितीय क्षमता थी और समय समय पर अखिल भारतीय विद्यार्थी परिषद से लेकर और मंच तक विभिन्न संगठनों की स्थापना में उनकी सक्रिय भूमिका रही है। यहाँ विशेषकर आज स्वदेशी व स्वावलंबन दिवस इसलिए मना रहे हैं कि स्वदेशी जागरण मंच की स्थापना 1991 में, जिस समय पूरे विश्व में आर्थिक उदारीकरण, आयात उदारीकरण और विदेशी निवेश प्रोत्साहन के नीतियां बन रही थी, उस समय उन्होंने देश को आगाह किया। 1 जुलाई 1991 से जब देश में आयात उदारीकरण की नीति लागू की और उसके बाद 24 जुलाई से विदेशी निवेश प्रोत्साहन की नीतियां लागू हुई, उन्हीं दिनों में डंकन प्रस्ताव के अनुरूप विश्व व्यापार संगठन के बनाने की प्रक्रिया चल रही थी। उस समय उन्होंने संपूर्ण देश में यह जागृति लाकर कि हमें इन नीतियों का विरोध करना चाहिए, नहीं तो देश का उद्योग, व्यापार, वाणिज्य, कृषि, इसलिए उन्होंने द्रुत गति से उस समय 22 नवंबर 1991 को स्वदेशी जागरण मंच की स्थापना की और वे युग दृष्टा थे। उन्हें लग रहा था कि कोई एक स्वतंत्र संगठन बनाने में समय लगेगा, इसलिए उन्होंने समाज जीवन में जो विभिन्न संगठन थे, अखिल भारतीय विद्यार्थी परिषद, लघु उद्योग भारती, किसान संघ, मजदूर संघ, ऐसे 7 संगठनों का एक साझा मंच बनाया। तो चूंकि संगठन के रूप में जो पहले से अस्तित्व में थे, तो समाज जीवन के संगठनों को साथ लेकर इसको मंच के रूप में स्थापना की और चूंकि इसे मंच ही रखना तय किया गया, इसलिए इसमें अध्यक्ष, महामंत्री, कोषाध्यक्ष आदि पद न रखकर इसमें दायित्व रखे गए अखिल भारतीय संयोजक, अखिल भारतीय संगठक, सह संयोजक, प्रांतों में भी इसी प्रकार से संयोजक, सह संयोजक, जिससे कि समाज जीवन में विद्यमान विभिन्न संगठन इसमें सहभागी हो सके। तो इस दृष्टि से ठेंगड़ी जी ने स्वदेशी जागरण मंच की स्थापना और एक मंच की दीर्घकालिक आवश्यकताओं को दृष्टिगत रखते हुए उन्होंने मंच को सदैव दिशा दी, चाहे एनरोन का विषय हो, चाहे मछुआरों के रोजगार की रक्षा का विषय हो, और सभी प्रकार के जब जब देश के सामने जो चुनौतियां आई उसमें उन्होंने मार्गदर्शन किया। इसलिए आज हम इसे स्वदेशी एवं स्वावलंबन दिवस के रूप में मना रहे हैं। आप म्यूट हैं।
धन्यवाद भाई साहब। आवाज आ रही है? जी जी, आपने बहुत ही कम शब्दों में गागर में सागर भरते हुए सबसे तत्वपन ठेंगड़ी जी और स्वदेशी जागरण मंच के विकास यात्रा के बारे में जानकारी दी। आपका बहुत बहुत आभार। मैं अब आमंत्रित करूंगा उस विभूति को जिन्होंने पूरे विश्व के अंदर अध्यात्म का जन जागरण किया और आज भी लगातार प्रवास करते हुए पूरे देश के अंदर स्वदेशी और स्वावलंबन के विषय को आम जनों तक ले जाने में अपना महत्वपूर्ण योगदान दे रहे हैं। ऐसे श्री रविशंकर जी को मैं आमंत्रित करता हूं कि वो आज हम समस्त पूरे देश के अंदर 500 जिलों के अंदर जो कार्यकर्ता जुड़े हैं बड़ी संख्या में, उनका मार्गदर्शन करेंगे। श्री रविशंकर जी का स्वागत है। आप अपना मार्गदर्शन हम सबको प्रदान करें।
निर्मलाय प्रशांताय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। शिवत्वं गुरुत्वं च शक्तित्वमेव त्वमेवासि माता पिता च त्वमेव त्वमेवासि विद्या त्वमेवासि बन्धु गतिर्मे मतिर्देवि सर्वं त्वम्। सर्वप्रथम आदरणीय हिंगले जी को याद करते हुए स्वदेशी जागरण मंच में आज जुड़े हुए सभी कार्यकर्ताओं और पदाधिकारियों को हमारा बहुत बहुत अभिनंदन कहते हुए देश भर के 500 जिले से जो लोग जुड़े हुए हैं, मैं इन सबको सराहना करता हूं क्योंकि आपने स्वावलंबी भारत का चुंगा अपने हाथ में पकड़ा, नहीं तो आप होते ही नहीं अभी हमारे साथ। और जो लोग दूर दूर से देख रहे हैं उनको भी कह रहा हूं, जो अभी तक स्वावलंबी के दिशा में नहीं आए, अब आ जाओ, अब समय हो गया। ताकि हमें कई तरह की स्वावलंबना आवश्यक है, सिर्फ राजकीय स्वावलंबना ही नहीं, आर्थिक और वैज्ञानिक स्वावलंबना, नैतिक और आध्यात्मिक स्वावलंबना। हमारे यहाँ क्या हो रहा, आज योग तक की विद्याओं को भारत से आती है तो लोग उस पे लट्टू हो जाते हैं, आहा करने लगते हैं। हमारे देश की योग की जो परंपरा है ये बाहर जाता है, उस कुछ विकृत होके आ जाता है। ध्यान बोलो, ध्यान कहने में लोगों को संकोच होता है बाहर। माइंडफुलनेस एक नया शब्द इन्होंने अभी पिछले एक दशक में माइंडफुलनेस शब्द लेके आया। क्यों? मेडिटेशन करने से उनको हिंदुस्तान की तरफ देखना पड़ता है, माइंडफुलनेस करने से लगता है कि ये हमारा ही है, अपना पाश्चिमात्य विद्या ही है। वैसे माइंडफुलनेस में ऐसी कोई चीज नहीं है जो हमारे जो शास्त्रों में हमारी पद्धति में नहीं है। मैं दुनिया भर प्रवास में यही कहता हूँ, माइंडफुलनेस सिर्फ गैरेज है, घर नहीं है। वो पोर्टिको है, घर की जो आंगन है पोर्टिको है, घर नहीं है। इस तरह से हम आज भी हमारे देश के जितने सारे कंपनियां हैं, ये लोग माइंडफुलनेस करके अपना ऑफिस में चलाते हैं। तो पहले तो हमें अभिमान होना चाहिए हमारे मूल पर। जब तक हम अपने ही संस्कृति पर गर्व नहीं करते, हमें स्वावलंबी होने की जो कल्पना है या दृष्टिकोण, उससे हम दूर ही रहते हैं क्योंकि हमारी दृष्टि बाहर रहती है। हमारे ऋषि कृषि का यह देश है। ऋषियों ने कहा, कृण्वन्तो विश्वमार्यो, पूरी दुनिया को हम श्रेष्ठ ज्ञान देंगे, श्रेष्ठ बनाएंगे, श्रेष्ठ मानव बनाएंगे। उस जो मार्गदर्शन पर, उस जो सिद्धांत पर हमें आगे चलना है। इसलिए मैं निमंत्रण करता हूं हमारे जितने भी कृषिक हैं, ऋषि कृषि को अपनाइए, नेचुरल फार्मिंग, नैसर्गिक कृषि को आप अपनाइएगा। और व्यापार में जहां हो सके, जहां तक हो सके, हमें स्वावलंबी बनना है। आपको एक उदाहरण देता हूं, हमारे देश में देखिए, यूनिलीवर हो या कोलगेट जैसे टूथपेस्ट हो, ये घर घर में, गांव गांव में चला गया। अब इतने वर्ष के बाद अब वो लोग इस बात को मान रहे हैं इस टूथपेस्ट से कैंसर हो सकता है, इसमें ऐसी कोई केमिकल है जो कार्सिनोजेनिक है। हमारे लोगों को अभी पता नहीं, जिन जिन चीजों को बाहर देशों ने बैन कर देते हैं वो चीज हमारे देश में लाके डंप कर देते हैं उन चीजों। इसलिए मैं ये कहूंगा कि हम आयुर्वेद बेस्ड जो है साबुन है, तेल है, दंतमंजन, सबको अपना लेना है। और नीम की जो वो है ना खाल, उससे दंतमंजन करने का हमारा पुराना पद्धति थी। तो इस तरह से हमें नूतन और पुरातन दोनों को लेके चलना है। नूतन आविष्कार हमारा बहुत हो रहा है। मैं यहाँ अपना यूनिवर्सिटी में हूँ उड़ीसा में, आज ही यहाँ यूनिवर्सिटी के बच्चों ने इतना आविष्कार का बहुत सारे स्टार्टअप्स इन्होंने शुरू किया, 400 के करीब। और देखे सब लोग देखे हैरान होंगे, बाहर से विदेश से भी लोग आए, वो सब देखे बाप रे वाह, ये भारत की जो शान है ये हमारे युवाओं के पास है। हमारे पास कोई ऐसी टैलेंट की कमी नहीं है। तो मैं ये एनकरेज करूंगा हमारे जो युवाओं को, भारत में आप प्रशिक्षण पाइएगा। प्रशिक्षण के लिए हम लोग जाते हैं, $12 बिलियन हम भारत कनाडा को दे रही है हर साल। कैसे हमारे स्टूडेंट के दर है, हमारे स्टूडेंट एजुकेशन में जाके वहां इतना खर्चा कर रहे हैं, उस देश की इकोनॉमी ऐसे डिप होने लगेगी यदि भारतीय मूल के विद्यार्थी वहां नहीं जाके पढ़ते हैं। भारत ने यहाँ पर आपको बेस्ट ऑफ बेस्ट अत्युत्तम प्रशिक्षण यहाँ मिल रहा है, यहाँ मिलेगा। उसके लिए भी हम सब तरह की व्यवस्था करेंगे। इसलिए स्वावलंबी होने के लिए स्वाभिमान को हमें जगाना पड़ेगा। स्वाभिमान जगता है जब हम अपनी संस्कृति को, अपने मूल को पहचानते हैं, सम्मान देते हैं उसको, और सहज ही हमें स्वावलंबी होने के लिए प्रेरणा आ जाती है। तो इस लिहाज से देखा जाए तो गांव-गांव को हमें स्वावलंबी बनाना है। एक तो कृषि के क्षेत्र में, दूसरे हमारी कारीगरी में कोई कमी नहीं। अभी देखिए यहाँ उड़ीसा में ये फिलगिरी आर्ट लुप्त हो रहा था, इसका मैंने अजीब यहाँ की सारे कारीगरों को बुलाया और इनको बोला कि सबको ट्रेनिंग दे दो। अब यहाँ पर ट्रेनिंग क्लासेस शुरू करवा दिया। ये फिलिग्री आर्ट एक तो दुनिया भर हम ले जा सकते हैं, दुनिया में सबको इसकी जो बारीक है, ऐसे यूपी में देखा जाए कितनी अच्छी कारीगरी है, और मुरादाबाद में है। मुरादाबाद एक जमाने में पीतल की इंडस्ट्री करके जाना जाता था। ऐसे कर्नाटक में आप देखेंगे चन्नपटना में टॉयज के लिए चन्नपटना होता है। तो एक एक गांव में एक एक विशेषता हमारे यहाँ रही पुराने जमाने में। उस चीज को हमें दोबारा प्रोत्साहन देना पड़ेगा। इसमें है किसी किसी गांव में कोई विशेषता है, वहाँ की साड़ी बनाते हैं, वहाँ की जो कपड़े का एक अलग है, कांचीवरम, धर्मावरम, ये सब अलग अलग तरह की यहाँ उद्योग है। इन उद्योगों को हमें प्रोत्साहन देना चाहिए और इससे आत्मनिर्भरता में भी हमें बहुत एक बल मिलेगा। आत्मनिर्भर होने के लिए सब बल मिलेगा। विदेशी की जो एक माया थी विदेशी चीजों के बारे में, काफी हद तक कम होता जा रहा है, मगर पर्याप्त नहीं है समझता हूँ। पहले से बहुत बेहतर है कि हमारी जो सरकार ने भी ऐसी बहुत अहम कदम उठाए हैं जिससे हम अपनी चीजों को अभी गर्व से आगे बढ़ा रहे हैं। भारत जब मंगलयान और चंद्रयान जैसे अद्भुत वैज्ञानिक क्षेत्र में एक कदम रखे हैं और ड्रोन टेक्नोलॉजी में भी हम लोग आगे बढ़े हैं। इन सब को साथ लेके चलना पड़ेगा हमें। आधुनिक और नूतन और पुरातन, नूतन और पुरातन का समावेश ही सनातन है। ये इसको हम अक्षुण्य बनाए रखें। आप सब लोग इस क्षेत्र में बहुत काम कर रहे हैं, मैं इससे अवगत हूँ। स्वदेशी जागरण मंच का बहुत बड़ा योगदान रहा है सरकारी अधिकारियों को इन्फ्लुएंस करने में भी और जनता तक बातों को ले जाने के लिए भी, पहुंचाने के लिए भी हमें थोड़ा और भी ध्यान देने की बात है। हम कई बार क्या होता है, हमारा जो ब्यूरोक्रेट्स है उनकी विचार थोड़े अलग होते हैं। वो चाहते हैं जल्दी से जल्दी कुछ कर लेंगे, तो वो इस इन्फ्लुएंस में आ जाते हैं ताकि हमारी शिक्षा पद्धति में कभी स्वाभिमान का इतना जोर नहीं रहा है। तो सहज ही है, वो चाहते हैं जल्दी से हम ये कर लेंगे, तो बाहर की देशों के चीजों को अंदर लाने के लिए उनको ज्यादा छूट देने लग जाते हैं। तो मगर हमें फिर से लौट के इस स्वदेशी जागरण आंदोलन को बड़ा करना चाहिए, ऐसा मेरा अभिमत है। इसके बारे में एक एक हमारे अधिकारी वर्ग को भी और ग्राहक और किसानों को भी इसके बारे में अवगत करना हमें और बाकी है काम। इतना ही कह करके हम आप सबको फिर से बहुत बहुत बधाई देता हूँ, अभिनंदन करता हूँ जो हमारे साथ स्वदेशी चीजों के लिए, स्वावलंबी होने के लिए, भारत को आत्मनिर्भर करने के लिए हमारे प्रधानमंत्री जी की इसका निमंत्रण कई साल पहले ही आ चुका है। बाय लोकल एंड बी वोकल टू लोकल करके, इसमें हम सब जुड़ के आगे बढ़े। भगवान की कृपा सब पर है, ये कहते हुए मैं वाणी को विश्राम देता हूँ। ओम शांति।
धन्यवाद श्री। हमारे पास शब्द नहीं है कि आपका कैसे है बाबा। आपने अपने बहुमूल्य समय में से समय निकालकर हमारे सब कार्यकर्ताओं का मार्गदर्शन किया। अभी बीच में स्क्रीन भी शेयर कर रहे हैं हमारे कार्यकर्ता, पूरे देश के अंदर अलग अलग जिलों में सामूहिक रूप से बैठे हुए हमारे कार्यकर्ता आज के इस कार्यक्रम को देख रहे हैं, उसमें प्रतिभाग कर रहे हैं। मैं इसी क्रम को आगे बढ़ाते हुए अपने अखिल भारतीय संयोजक माननीय आर सुंदरम जी से निवेदन करूंगा कि वो भी अपने विचार हम सबके समक्ष रखें। आदरणीय आर सुंदरम जी।
Salam Pranam. A very auspicious day today. This Janma Divas. On this very important day, we are initiating a new system. The new system of connecting with Karyadattas all over the country. As told by Dr. Rajiv Kumar ji, in this program, more than 500 plus districts are connected, plus 10 from overseas. So I humbly thank Shri Ravi Shankar ji, who is part of our movement. I recall his presence in Madurai. I also recall his support to our fight against the GM. Hirmaya Pandey ji, his organization is very actively participating in Swawlambi Bharat, and he is extending lot of support. So I also thank and my pranams to Hirmaya Pandey ji. And under the leadership and guidance of Bhavya ji, our organization is transforming itself in multivarious ways. Today I want to speak only about four very small things about which the Swedish government is trying to spread awareness. One is demography. When everybody else was considering population as a liability, the Swedish governments from 90s onwards, they have given a new dimension to this process. The SJF has started looking at population as an asset. This is an asset given by God. Today we are seeing that many countries are aging and they are slowly losing the relevance. And on this occasion that God has endowed our country with 100 crore productive population. So the main object of Swadeshi governance in the next 10-20 years is fully harness and use these human resources and make them contribute to the economic development. Even when the UN released its population statistics, they have beautifully stated as 9 billion lives, immense possibilities. Our second core is decentralization. For close to 1 decade, the Swedish government has started intensely studying the economy of various states. And in bigger states, the larger regions among those states. So as an extension of this study, now we are expanding slowly to understand the various economic situations prevailing in various districts of the country. Yesterday, the Central Government's Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation has initiated a great step. They have also started a process to map the economic strength of every district that is in consonance with our idea. So along with the government, the Swedish government in the coming days will work on decentralizing the economy and work for the promotion of developing district-wise development. And third thing is, all of us are aware that no organized employment can be given to 70-80 crore people. So the only way to handle and make use of the human resources is by making them become entrepreneurial. So our campaign in the last 3-4 years by Innovate, and then we want to promote the entrepreneurial spirit already prevailing in this country. Our campaign in this regard is yielding a lot of success. And finally, now the world has started talking about restricted globalization. Restricted globalization means they want to reduce the movement of people and they want to consume as much as they produce. They want to reduce the dependence on goods produced outside or the government stands for in the last 30-40 years. So I think the world as well as the national idea of converging towards one thing, that is Swadeshi. The foundation that we are going to lay in the next 5 years will see a very prosperous India for the next 30 years from 1930 to 1970. On this occasion, I thank every one of you for being present in this very, very unique event, and my sincere thanks to all those who have graced this occasion.
धन्यवाद माननीय आर जी। तो स्वदेशी के कार्यकर्ताओं का अपना मार्गदर्शन देते ही रहते हैं और आज भी आपने बहुत कम शब्दों में हमारे कार्यकर्ताओं का मार्गदर्शन किया। आपका बहुत बहुत आभार। अब मैं आमंत्रित करूंगा हमारे आज के मुख्य वक्ता माननीय वी भागैया जी, जो अपने राष्ट्रीय स्वयंसेवक संघ के अखिल भारतीय कार्यकारिणी के सदस्य हैं और स्वदेशी जागरण मंच के पालक अधिकारी भी हैं। मेरा आपसे निवेदन है कि आप हम सब कार्यकर्ताओं का मार्गदर्शन करें। माननीय वी भागैया जी। के कार्यक्रम को 12 देशों के अंदर भी लाइव देखा जा रहा है।
हरिओम।
अब ये स्वदेशी का विचार, स्वावलंबन का विचार एक ग्लोबल विचार बन गया। तो ऐसे एक सूचना भी आपको देनी थी, माननीय भागैया जी जुड़ गए हैं, मैं उनसे निवेदन करता हूँ कि आप मार्गदर्शन करेंगे।
हरिओम। आवाज आ रही है ना? आवाज आ रही? हाँ। परम पूज्य रविशंकर जी महाराज जी, आपके चरणों में प्रणाम। सम्माननीय चिन्मय पांडे जी, मेरा विनम्र प्रणाम है। और स्वदेशी जागरण में चुके अखिल भारतीय संयोजक सम्माननीय सुंदरम जी,
आवाज आ रहा है लेकिन वीडियो ऑन चाहिए साथ में।
मेरे जूम पे
आ रही है भी?
पास में मेरा आया।
जी जी भाई साहब, अब दिखाई दे रहा है।
हाँ नमस्कार। आवाज आ रही है ना? जी आ रहा है। हाँ, सभी कार्यकर्ता बंधु भगिनी आप सबको
वही दिख रहे हैं
मेरा विनम्र प्रणाम है। पहले अपने सबके श्रद्धा केंद्र मान्यवर दत्तोबन ठेंगड़ी जी के शरणों में प्रणाम करते हुए आज उनका जन्मदिन और उनके जीवन से हम सब लोग कुछ सीखने के लिए, प्रेरणा देने के लिए आज इस बैठक में, ऑनलाइन मीटिंग में भाग ले रहे हैं। दत्तोबन ठेंगड़ी जी अपना सर्वस्व जीवन समाज सेवा में, विश्व के कल्याण में समर्पित किए। वो बहुआयामी व्यक्तित्व थे और अजात शत्रु थे। स्वदेशी भावना, उस प्रेरणा से अपने स्वावलंबी भारत का काम आगे बढ़ रहा है। अपने सभी कार्यकर्ता संपूर्ण समाज को साथ लेते हुए आगे बढ़ रहे हैं। जी अपने समाज के सभी लोगों को साथ लेकर काम करने का प्रशिक्षण दिया है, जीवन जिए हैं। उनके जीवन में सबके साथ मित्रता रखने का और पारिवारिक संबंध रखने का एक बड़ा श्रेष्ठ जीवन था। उस समय के वामपंथी नेता श्री पीर जी दत्तोबन ठेंगड़ी जी को बहुत आदर करते थे, तो परस्पर विरोध के विचार के थे। राममूर्ति जी के धर्मपत्नी जी दत्तोबन जी को भारी मानती, लेकिन उनका संबंध इतना